Yo, what's going on? ItzSawk here, and today I'm bringing you guys my IBL D-League Draft Analysis video recap. So, I have joined the IBL D-League, otherwise known as the International Battling League, otherwise known as the Intentional Battle League, jokes aside. This league is run by a couple of awesome people that help run the main league, such as Dark Devil 26, Neon Zero, who is formerly the Colorado Mamoswine, otherwise known as Eric, Phantom Base, Just Kurtz also there, and also Ultra Player are the 5 council leaders for this league. But mostly it is Brendan, aka Dark Devil 26. You guys have seen him before on my channel. He and I are very good friends, so when I applied to this, I figured I had a shot at getting in. It wasn't a shoo-in by any means of the term. There were a lot of amazing coaches. You guys should actually all go check them out down below in the description. Some of them include myself, OP Jellicent, Pokemaster Mike, D-Train, Dr. Slacking, It's D Willie from the IBA, Gray from the PCL Season 1, due to restraints to his time. He had to drop, unfortunately. But there's also Mid Pokemaster, there's Platinum Howler, and there's also Sharpedo 43. So there's a lot of very good coaches in this league. I recommend you all go check them out down below. But this is my team builder, so let's get right into it. So I had the 10th out of 10 picks. I had the wheel, and unpopular opinion, I hate having the wheel. I would much rather have the 5th or 6th pick in a 10 league, or like 8th in the 16-man league, like right down the middle, because it's never too far away from my next pick. Sure, you can form cores, but you have to prioritize, because when you get to your pick, that means it's not going to be your pick for a long time, because it has to snake back all the way to the other side, then come all the way back to you. Where if you're in the middle, it snakes down and back to you. It snakes that other way back to you. So you're able to get what you need and get what you want. However, I digress. So the IBL D-League is a points draft league. So they allowed, I think it was 1,000 points for the Pokemons, and they had them all split into separate tiers where they were points valued at. And, well, Manaphy fell to me first pick for me. So it's going to be named Drake the Manaphy, after Captain Drake, who sailed the seas in 1886, I believe the year was. But yeah. So Manaphy is a water type, as you all know, with the ability Hydration, which means if it's in the rain, any status effect that it happens to be on is turned off on Manaphy. It just kind of shakes it off. It's like, I'm wet now. I'm not paralyzed. I'm wet now. I'm not frozen. I'm wet now. I'm not toxic anymore. It's just something like that. Manaphy gives me a very bulky Pokemon to start out with base 100 stats across the board, as you all know, and it gets some fun moves, such as a setup sweeper with Tail Glow, or it can have Heal Bell as a defensive one with, like, Heal Bell, Rest, Rain Dance, and, like, Scald or something to that effect. It just gives me a Pokemon that's versatile, and I can use it in a lot of different ways, and it kind of fits a mold of a team by just being the front base member. It can run offensive, as a lot of people know, or it can run defensive if the team needs it to, such as something like a strong Entei is coming. Next up here, we're bringing back an old favorite here. We have Boxcar the Cephalon from PCL Season 1. One of my favorite Pokemon to use was Cephalon. Cephalon is a stupid high base special attack at 151, 127 attack, and 107 speed. So just because this thing has a much higher attack doesn't mean it can't run physical. So moves such as like Flame Charge and Knockoff and like Shadow Claw are going to be hitting very hard from this thing, from base 127 attack. It is the definition of a glass cannon with 53 HP and the same defense. But it has a lot of moves that it can run, such as like it can be a Calm Mind booster, it can be a Scarfer, it can be a Specs user, it can be a Z user if I do so choose to do. It has a lot of freaking really powerful moves, such as like Mind Blown, for example. It takes half my HP, which it does round up to. But yeah, Cephalon gives me a very hard-hitting Scarfer, Specs user, Calm Mind user. So it's not a sweeper, it's more of a breaker. So it gives me a Pokemon to break with, so Manaphy can maybe come in later and sweep if that team so chooses. So then the wheel went all the way back down and went to pick number 1. And then it came all the way back to number 10 again. Next up here, we do have Gliscor, known as Loki this season. And oh boy, actually no, this is Taish. Sorry, wrong Pokemon. Taish here is the Greek god of luck. Loki is the trickster god, which is going to be a different Pokemon, but we'll see. So Gliscor has the ability in Poison Heal, which means if I have a Toxic Orb and I am poisoned, I will heal up each turn. Kind of like the way Black Sludge does as an item, but if I get knocked off, I don't lose my leftovers. So 125 base defense with 95 speed and attack is very, very good for me. It gives me a very good bulky defensive pivot that can be used as like a Roast, Earthquake, Toxic Stalling variant with Defog and or Rocks. Or it can be another Pokemon that can just come on in. It has Storage Dance and Rock Power, so I can't double dance and sweep with it. So this is a very strong Pokemon. It has an ability to go offensive or defensive depending on the week, kind of like Drake does, the Manaphy. But we will see where that all goes. So the next Pokemon I grabbed with my wheel is, I knew I needed a Steel type, because Steel types are something I love to have. I love to have my Steel types. And I'm not much one to look straight for cores, but however, I can grab one if it forms a nice synergetic core. I don't look for just the Steel, a Fairy, and a Dragon type when one of them's offensive, one of them's a Stall Mon, and one of them is Hyper Offense, like a Glass Cannon Mon. I'm going to build those together so it forms synergy with those ones. And if you have two of them in one basket, you might as well take it. I took the Steel Fairy type in Klefki. This one is named Loki. So Loki, the trickster god, otherwise known as the prankster god, nothing above 91 in any of its base stats. However, prankster Thunderwave, prankster Taunt, prankster Spikes, prankster like Defog, anything like that, it gives me the ability to be really, really annoying with this Pokemon. And since it's a fairy type, it does not care if a dark type switches in, because it can just click Stab Dazzling Gleam and just hit that thing very, very hard. So Klefki gives me another, gives me a bulky Pokemon that I can use to set up hazards with. It can be a nice defensive switch in depending on what's coming that week. So Klefki will be a very, very welcomed addition to the Minnesota Twin Noodles for this season. Next up here we do have SPon. Now, SPon came around all the way back, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I really don't have another, I want another good special attack Pokemon. And you know what I have not used yet? SPon. Now, if you look at its base stats at 130 attack and 110 speed, it tells you about all you need to know with it. It hits stupid hard. It's a pure Psychic type with very, very good speed. It's a frail Pokemon, so it's another Glass Cannon on my team. So whether I'm running Cephalon or I'm running SPon, those two can just come on in with specs. It can be a Scarfer, it can be a Z user, whatever I'm doing, and it can like Calm Mind. SPon I'm talking about now has like Calm Mind. It can then run 3 attacks, or it has Heal Bell as well, so it can be a Cleric. It also has a really nice ability in Magic Bounce, which prevents any status move or like hazard from going on my side of the field. It just bounces back to them. So something like Stealth Rocks get bounced back to them. Something like Thunderwave gets bounced back to them. Something like Parting Shot gets bounced back to them, and then I switch out from it. So always be wary of that kind of stuff. So that is going to be SPon, and I cannot remember what I nicknamed it. Give me 1 second here. I don't think I gave it a name. I did not give it a name. LOL. You guys can give me a comment. Give me a comment down below on what nickname I should give my SPon. That will be your guys' job for this video. Give me a nickname for SPon. I kind of need one. Next up here, we do have an old friend, an old buddy, old pal, old friend. You know him. We love him here in Minnesota. We absolutely love this Pokemon for what they did in PCL Season 1. Returning from PCL Season 1, the MVP of the entire league, we have Beware. And Beware is here on this team. So Beware gives me another bulky Pokemon. However, it also gives me a hard-hitting physical presence, which I did lack on my team. And with the normal type and fighting type, it's synergized well with mons like Cephalon and SPon, who want to hit hard, but they're special. So it gives me a physical breaker in order for Manaphy to come on in later and sweep. So as you can see, I'm starting to form cores. I'm starting to form synergetic mons that kind of form together to kind of form a game plan here. And kind of help cover some of the things I really don't have yet. So Beware is here. Beware is now. 120 base HP, 125 base attack. That's all you need to know about this Pokemon, and the ability Fluffy. Fluffy damages any, well, halves the damage of any, like, move that makes contact. So moves like Dragon Claw do half the damage that it's supposed to do. It's like a multi-scale, but it actually works whenever I'm alive, not just at full HP. So, Beware gets a plethora of moves, such as Dragon Claw, Earthquake, it gets Iron Head for other coverage, it gets Pain Split for defensiveness, it also gets Roar as a defensive mon. It gets Swords Dance, of course, many people know. It also gets Taunt and Zen Headbutt, of course, as many people do know, and it gets a lot of other moves that I'm not going to review yet. However, this Pokemon is a very, very good Pokemon. As you all know, Yelich the Beware will be coming with us to the IBL D-League. I think my favorite thing about this Pokemon is the fact that it can run so many different types of Z moves. That's such a colorful move because of its normal type, and it hits so goddamn hard that Banded Beware is a set that people have to prep for. In case, like, they prep for Z, I run Banded, and it's like Banded Return or Banded Frustration, whichever one I decide to run that week, and it just bops their entire team through the ground. They have to be very careful of it. But that is my Beware. So next up here, with the next two wheels we got here, we have Sarina. Now, Sarina is a grass type with the ability Queenly Majesty, as you all know, and Queenly Majesty blocks priority. That's all it does. However, Sarina gives me a lot of bulk, and also gives me a good amount of, how do I want to say this, spinner hazard control. So as you guys can see, I only had, I had Gliscor for defog, I had Klefki for defog, and I had SPon for magic bounce. So I'm fine on, like, getting rid of rocks, but I also wanted another spinner, because the main thing with this here is it also gets U-turn. And if I can start U-turning into my special attackers, such as Cephalon or SPon, then I can really start going into, like, okay, go into this Pokemon, click U-turn, go into this Pokemon, click move that they can't switch into that well, boom, another Pokemon drops. And it can just form this amazing synergetic core that is literally almost stupid good for the people to break. With the same wheel, I also ended up taking my Mega. So, welcome St. Paul, the Minnesota Twin Needles mascot mon, Mega Beedrill. St. Paul is with the team, and oh boy. 150 base attack, 145 base speed. It gives me a amazing U-turn with the ability and adaptability. It means any of my 2-stab moves, such as Bug and Poison, are going to get stupid high boosts. My same type of attack bonus, otherwise known as Stab, is ×2. So it's really hard hitting. So another strong U-turner to go into maybe Beware or SPon or Manaphy, if it's like a Scarf Manaphy or defensive, whatever I decide to run, or like Cephalon or something to that effect. The next wheel, I ended up taking Circuitry. Now, this is the point in the draft where I realized, oh, I actually can take Speed Pass, because Speed Pass in this league is legal. And now that I'm looking at it, Gliscor gets Speed Pass, and so does SPon. So, like, it's a lot of fun looking at this team, looking at, oh, I can Baton Pass with this, oh, I can Baton Pass with this gets Baton Pass, this gets this move. And this is usually in the draft where people are finally getting low on their points, they're kind of drafting into the low tiers. I had saved quite a few points to this, so I could graft a couple of really good Pokemon, especially with me giving myself a lower tier Mega, and taking some of the role fillers right away, such as that Klefki and Beware and Espeon. The role players who are going to be playing specific roles, helping out as much as they can when they do decide to come. So, I ended up grabbing Circuitry. So, like I said, Circuitry, 170 something base special attack, 173 it is. Just hits stupid hard. Calm Mind is a set that can be ran and just starts running through people. That's really it. Calm Mind, or like Z Electric Terrain, or Z Hypnosis, depending on what I'm running, and just start destroying things with this stupid high special attack. So like I could run Z Electric Terrain, Tail Glow, Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, and nothing switches in. I don't care what you are. I'm a +1 speed, +3 special attack circuitry. Nothing is wanting to come on in. Or I could speed pass into it, tail glow up once and win. Like, this Pokemon people have to be wary for because it hits so goddamn hard that if they don't play it right, and this Pokemon comes just as like an expert belt variant, so best item variant, I just come on in and just win. So that is circuitry. And it's going to be named Shameless because shameless plug. Ha! And then on the back wheel here, one of my front office members is named Hobie. And his favorite Pokemon of all time is Kamala. And he's like, Sawk, Kamala. And I'm like, Kamala? And he literally responded to me and says, Kamala fits this team. And I looked at him like, it does. Gives me another Rapid Spinner, gives me another physical attacking Pokemon. I now have a couple of special attacking mons such as Circuitry, Manaphy, Cephalon, SPon. All those Pokemon can be run special. However, now I have Beware, I have Mega Beedrill, and I have Kamala as well for offensive and physical. 115 base attack with a lot of good support moves because it's a normal type in like Rapid Spin. Acrobatics is a weird move that it does get. Earthquake, it gets Iron Head knockoff and Play Rough. It gets a lot of really fun moves like Wish and U-Turn. And with its amazing ability in Comatose, it cannot be status in any other way besides Sleep. And it is always considered a sleep because of it. So I could run Sleep Talk if I wanted to, knowing that they're going to try to put me in sleep. Cool. It's just like any other week. So if I don't have another move, I can just slap it on there. So Kamala gives me a Wish Passer, another U-Turner, a Rapid Spin user. So say Sarina has a bad matchup, but Kamala can come and spin and U-Turn and Wish around like that. So it's going to be a very fun Pokemon to use, and I can't wait for Hobie to put in the utmost work this season. And then the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. Not the elephant, but he is definitely not an irrelevant Pokemon. People love this Pokemon, and he usually goes to them like the 4th round or so. And the fact that he fell through all the way here kind of is a testament to how many people just blew through points on like some really stupid broken type stuff. I grabbed Snorlax with the last pick. Now you made me think it's Sawk. What are you doing? You have 3 normal types. Okay, the 3 normal types do different things. Snorlax is a set of sweeper. Snorlax can curse, it can run banded, it can be a Spedef boy with like rest, and also gets refresh. Because it's a normal type, it also gets a stupid amount of moves. So like it gets Thunderbolt and Superpower and Surf for no reason. It gets Seed Pomp for no reason. It gets Iron Head and Outrage and Power Up Punch for no reason. It gets Gunk Shot for no reason. It's a normal type that has a stupid move pool and has a couple really fun abilities in Immunity. I can't be poisoned. Thick Fat, which means Fire and Ice moves are weakened against me, and Gluttony, which means if I'm at half HP, I can eat my berry. I can eat my berries early. So if I'm running like a Figgy Berry Recycle set, awesome. I am fine with that. But yeah, Snorlax was my last pick, and it's going to be named ItzSped because he requested to be my Snorlax. And yeah, that is the team. So looking at it synergetically, we have 1 Baton Pass. We have 2 Baton Pass users. No, 3 Baton Pass users because Beedrill gets it as well. So we have 3 Baton Pass users. We have Gliscor, Klefki for Defog. We have Kamala and Sarina for Spin. We have a Circuitry as a Wall Breaker. We have Cephalon as a Wall Breaker. We have Beware and SPon as Wall Breakers. Same with Mega Beedrill. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon that U-Turn, and Kamala, Mega Beedrill, Sarina, and Gliscor. We have a Pokemon that can Volt Switch out as well, so we have a lot of Volt Turn. We have a good amount of Defog. We don't have a Ghost. We do not have a weakness to Ghost. As you guys can tell, we have 3 normal types. Psychic types we do have a little bit of trouble against, but that's about it. But other than that, this is pretty well-rounded team in my opinion, and I am looking forward to use it. With that, I'm going to get on out of here today, guys. My week 1 battle will be against, I think it was Gray. Yeah, I play Gray. for week 1. So with that, I'm going to get off out of here today, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out all the coaches in the description. Be sure to check out my plugs in the description, such as my Twitter, my Discord, and my Twitch. I do stream on there quite a bit. With that, I'm going to get on out of here today, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace out, Scouts.